This is WKYT This Morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's great to see you bright and early on this Thursday. I'm Andrea Walker.
And I'm Bill Bryant. And Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. That, of course, includes you. And we're glad you're here on Thursday, October 20th.
Let's get to it. Now at 6. Lexington community members have planned a march for peace in the wake of the city's recent gun violence. How you can take part in the call to action just ahead.
Also this morning, the final presidential debate is in the books. A lot of people are glad about that, I'm sure. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at some of the topics the voters are talking about this morning.
And a medical first for the state of Kentucky is being called a success. That story and more coming up on WKYT This Morning.
We've been able to pretend it is summer here for the last few
I
weeks.
know.
That's over, it sounds like.
Guys, 3 days in a row, Jackson and London have hit a record, at least tied it or broke it. I mean, it's been unbelievable the past 3 days. It really has, but you know what? That was the last day.
Yes, right.
Well, for now.
We get it.
We'll see next week. But
Moving
nonetheless,
on.
moving on. Here's the rain down toward the south and southwest. It's not much. There's just a couple of showers here and there. But the bulk of the rain actually comes through later on today. We're in the 60s this morning. Roadways look pretty good. I haven't heard much of any issues from Officer Don on 98.1 The Bull. He'll be with us here coming up in the next hour or so. And storms will be likely later on today. Now, that's what we're going to be focusing in on because there will be heavy rain. There's going to be the possibility of some severe weather. We're going to go over that and show you when that cold air rushes on in there. That's the focus of this forecast. It's that big cold front. That's coming up.
You want to stick around for Micah's forecast in a bit, and let's get to the news.
Well, dozens are expected to take part in a walk for peace in Lexington tonight.
It comes after a recent string of shootings around the city. A lot of concern. It has the community now calling for an end to the gun violence. WKYT's Lauren Miner is live in Lexington now with more details about what they're planning. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. The march will actually start off at a church here on South Broadway, just a couple blocks away from Cookout. It will then travel down South Broadway past Cookout and will end at Triangle Park. Willie Watson is the pastor of High Praise International Deliverance Temple on South Broadway, where the walk will begin. When he heard about what happened to Trinity, he said it really hit hard. He went on to say he's known several people who've become victims of violence over the years and wants people to live in peace together. According to open records from the Lexington Police Department, police have increased patrols here near Cookout. In the past year, police have been called to the restaurant 4 times for assault, including the call Sunday when Trinity Gay was shot and killed. Each of those calls coming in between the hours of 11 p.m. and 3:30 a.m. Records also show that 4 of the 5 restaurants in the area of South Broadway, including Cookout, had multiple calls for criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and drunkenness. The majority of those calls happening between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. Pastor Watson says this march started out for Trinity, but it's really about anyone who's been touched by violence. Now, if you are wanting to partake in this march, you are asked to be at the church before 6 o'clock. There will be a service before the walk begins. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you very much. A 4th person arrested in connection to the shooting death of 15-year-old Trinity Gay will be in court this morning. Lexington police have now charged 20-year-old Lamonte Williams with wanton endangerment. 3 other men arrested on Sunday face the same charge. Chazare Taylor and DeMarcio Taylor are both out of jail now after making bond.
Family members held a vigil for one of last weekend's deadly shooting victims. Police say James Blair was shot Sunday morning in the Chase parking garage. Friends and family gathered in honor of him in the Winburn neighborhood last night. Investigators say they have identified a person of interest in the case, but so far no arrests have been made.
Well, the 2016 presidential candidates and their surrogates are going to be back out there on the campaign trail. They'll be going to key states following last night's 3rd and final and hard-fought presidential debate.
That's right. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump went toe-to-toe for 90 minutes in Las Vegas on issues like Russia, the economy, and immigration. The most controversial moment of the night came when Trump refused to say whether he would accept the outcome of the election should he lose, a comment which immediately drew condemnation from some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. We'll have much more from last night's debate throughout the hour.
Full report on that here in just a few minutes. Well, a portion of the Red River Gorge remains closed this morning. Firefighters are currently trying to contain an ongoing forest fire. And Michelle Chamberlain is at our WKYT alert desk with the details on that. Michelle?
Yeah, firefighters say an abandoned campfire started that fire. They think the fire sparked a larger fire along the Oxier Ridge Trail in Powell County. If you see this map, you can take a look at where that is located. Now, crews are still trying to get that fire under control this morning. The fire has forced part of the trail to be closed, and firefighters say the fire has burned around 2 acres, and at last check, they have half of it contained. They say the recent dry weather has helped fuel the fire.
It was actually burning in an area that burned 6 years ago. It was so hot that it even killed the large, mature, overstory trees. With this fire, we still have some dead and down material, so there are a lot of ground fuels.
You know, and firefighters expect to be keeping an eye on this fire for a few days. Andrea?
Michelle, thank you. We're learning more about an officer-involved shooting in Bourbon County this morning. Police say they went to the home to talk to 34-year-old Charles Stidham about a burglary investigation. They say he fired shots hitting Paris police officer Abdullah Bulat. Police say the bullet hit Bulat's bulletproof vest, and thankfully he was not injured. The shooting sparked a standoff which lasted hours. Police say they later had an exchange of gunfire with Stidham, and they then found him dead inside. During the standoff, police evacuated some nearby homes as a precaution.
A Scott County man who's accused of killing his parents nearly a decade ago thinks jurors in his new trial should hear about another possible suspect in the case. According to the Georgetown News Graphic, attorneys for Anthony Gray want a judge to allow testimony about a man who Gray claims bragged about killing James and Vivian Gray back in 2007. Gray is scheduled to go on trial for the 3rd time next year. His first trial ended in a hung jury. He was convicted of murder in the second trial, but the Kentucky Supreme Court later overturned that conviction, ruling that a confession used at trial was coerced.
A grand jury has indicted a woman in connection to a deadly crash in Whitley County. Sonia Askins has been indicted on a murder charge. In July, police say Askins drove off after hitting Joshua and Teresa Bennett while they were walking along Highway 895. Teresa died after the crash. Investigators say Askins admitted to taking prescription pills and drinking moonshine before the crash.
And we love the reaction of the woman involved in this story. A medical first for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Doctors say the first female hand transplant performed in the state is a success.
69-year-old Luella Aker lost parts of both arms and legs from an infection she caught during cleanup efforts after a 2012 tornado in Indiana. She received a double hand transplant during a 17-hour procedure last month at Jewish Hospital in Louisville. Aker says while she doesn't know the donor, she has this message for that person's family.
I couldn't love them anymore. Than any of my family.
This is the second hand transplant done in Kentucky and only the 10th hand transplant overall. Doctors say hand transplants last nearly 20 years. So what a fantastic, like you said, reaction to that.
Well, great outcome, and she's obviously very grateful, you know. We hope you had a chance to enjoy the sunshine. We've had several days of it, right? And so maybe yesterday afternoon you got to get out in the warmth.
But it's all over today,
it's over,
people. Get your rain gear out today as you head out the door. Let's head over to meteorologist Micah Harris, who's tracking all the changes headed our way.
Yeah, and like Andrea was talking about earlier this morning, you probably don't want to wear your best shoes today because later on this afternoon, off into the evening hours, it's just going to be very rainy. So you coming home from work, not so much going to work, there are only a few showers out there. But coming home from work, that's going to be a totally different story there for you and your kids. So keep that in mind. Only a couple of showers down toward Whitley County. This forecast actually picking up on this very well, this particular model, which actually gives you a little better confidence later on what's going to be happening. Before noontime, western zones will have the best likelihood of actually seeing some rain. That's the first wave. The next wave actually comes a little bit after that. So you saw noontime. Here's 4 p.m. Remember, you're going to get breaks here and there. If you're heading out to Keeneland today, know this, that there's no doubt about it. You will get rain during the day. However, you're going to get some breaks too. So it's one of those, if you want to just go ahead and chance it, you can go ahead and chance it, and maybe that rain will pass by. It lasts an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2, and then you actually get maybe 2-3 hour breaks. So it's just one of those times that you're just going to have to bet against the rain because you just don't want it out there. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to happen at least at some point during the day. Afternoon and evening, like I said, that's the best chance to actually see some of this rain roll on through. Those are some thunderstorms right there. Here's 6 p.m. Those are some storms right there that you may actually see some severe weather out of. Now, it's very isolated. isolated, but nonetheless, it is there. Very heavy downpours will be likely. Here's the marginal risk of severe weather. It's for virtually everybody in the viewing area. The best chance is going to be 75 back toward the east, but it's a marginal risk, meaning the lowest end of severe weather chance. That is today off into the night. Let's talk about your Friday. Friday looks pretty good as that rain moves on out. It's going to be very chilly for high school football. Speaking of chilly, check out EKU's homecoming game. Number 2 team in the country coming to town. It's Jacksonville State. It's going to be a really good game. Hopefully you guys can get out there, and if you pack up the stadium, you get a little body heat going on, and you'll need it, man, okay? You got the 5K in the morning, the parade in the morning. You'll need that coat. You really need the coat all day long. 55 at kickoff and 50 degrees as you're getting back in your car and going home. So it's going to be very chilly there for the weekend too. But guys, nonetheless, next 3 days are no doubt about it the most interesting days in our forecast for the next 7 days. It's going to be interesting, going to be chilly, it's going to be warm, it's going to be rainy, it's going to be dry. There's just a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces in the forecast.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like we said earlier, finally you have to do some work over there.
Right.
Yeah, because it's been a nice stretch.
Yes, it has.
It really has. We have to all remember that, right?
Yeah.
6:11 is our time this morning.
And each morning we bring you weather and traffic together.
Let's do it now. Check in with Officer Don and see what's happening out there on the roads. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, no collisions on the circle. We just checked out the interstate, and 75 still looks good this morning across the Clays Ferry Bridge coming in from Madison County. Also coming in right now from Scott County. He's got a live look outside at overall Lexington traffic flow, and you can see no red popping up, which is what we look for. It looks like we're good to go coming in on the south side. Live look outside right now, courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. That's Harrodsburg and Pasadena. It's going to pick up in the next few, but for now, we're good through there. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, thank you so much. And Officer Don and Deanne are out there on 98.1 The Bull. So when you get in your car after the news this morning,
of course,
get in there and listen to them. They're always fun. Always
they're
up
a mess.
to something. You know, these trivia questions that who knows where they're going. Right?
I know.
We have a lot more news coming up on WKYT, and it's so good to have you along here on your Thursday.
Still ahead, the final presidential debate focused on several issues, but there were still plenty of personal issues as well. Just ahead, we'll look at what has voters talking this morning.
Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. Our time is coming up on 6:16. Ready to go here on your Thursday. All right, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have now faced off on the debate stage for the last time before the November election.
As with previous debates, the contest was anything but friendly. Sparks flew from the start, igniting a massive response on social media. Reed Binion looks at the most talked about moments from the final presidential debate.
The third and final presidential debate was a contentious one. The candidates did not shake hands at the beginning or at the end. Discussions of policy were peppered with personal attacks, even on the fairly tame topic of Social Security.
Such a nasty woman.
Nasty woman quickly trending on Twitter and generating memes. Another trending moment came as Trump reiterated his stance on illegal immigration.
We have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
Hashtag bad hombres led to memes showing Trump next to pictures of the hair color trend known as ombre. Puppet memes emerging after this exchange.
Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
But one of the most talked about moments of the debate came when Donald Trump refused to say definitively that he would accept the results of the election.
There is a tradition in this country that at the end of the campaign that the loser concedes to the winner. Are you saying you're not prepared now to commit to that principle?
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time.
That reluctance to accept a potential loss led to this description by CNN political commentator Van Jones.
This is a very sad night for the country. You can't polish this turd.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
And the battle to retake the Iraqi city of Mosul from ISIS control is continuing to heat up. Iraqi special forces have now joined the offensive, advancing on a town held by the Islamic State group. The operation could take weeks, if not months. The Cleveland Indians are World Series bound after capturing their first American League pennant since 1997. Rookie Ryan Merritt combined with 3 relievers on a 6-hitter as Cleveland posted a 3-0 shutout shutout against the Toronto Blue Jays. The city of Cleveland had gone 52 years without a sports championship before the Cavaliers won the NBA Finals last spring. The Indians are now 4 wins away from giving the city its second title in just 4 months. So things have turned around in Cleveland. Exciting time there.
They really have. Well, the time now is 6:18 on your Thursday, and we have a big announcement from Tesla. The car company has announced that all new Teslas will have full self-driving hardware. Officials say hardware features ultrasonic sensors to detect objects near and around the car further than what the eye can see. They will also be able to see clearly through fog and heavy rain. Well, Apple may be getting set to unveil a new refresh of its Mac computers. The tech giant announced a media event will be held a week from today. Rumors are running rampant on what to expect on the refreshed Macs. Among those rumors, the unveiling of lighter and faster MacBook Pro laptops, complete with a touchscreen feature, as well as an update for at least one model of the MacBook Air. Also this morning, according to a new report, store-branded credit cards are charging record-high interest rates. Top offenders include Big Lots, which charges almost 30%, followed closely by Zales and Staples. That's almost double the 15% national average for all credit cards. And millennials are getting into the spirit of Halloween. The National Retail Federation says 18 to 34-year-olds are the most likely of all adults to participate in the celebration. They're also the biggest spenders on Halloween costumes, shelling out an average of $42 compared with $31 for all adults. Dishing out the big bucks for Halloween, aren't they?
Well, there's political masks.
I bet we're going to see a lot of Hillarys and Donalds running around this year.
No doubt about that. Well, there's the big-eared...
Ew.
Kind of a mean-looking rabbit,
That's
huh?
scary.
Okay, rolling on 6:20 now on WKYT this morning. Hey, it's good to have you along with us. Grab another cup of coffee. Stick around a few minutes. We have more to tell you about. Service dogs are always hard at work, but when they get some playtime, it can be pretty humorous. So we're going to show you why that is. Coming up in a report after the break.
We have a couple of waves of showers and thunderstorms tracking on through as we go throughout your day. I'll show you the best chance of rain, and not only that, but the best opportunity to pick up really good rain. I'll have that coming up next. And we're looking outside, seeing a couple of showers down toward the south and southwest. Now, that's moving on in. None of this is anything to be concerned about. And I really believe later on this afternoon, off into the evening, that's when the bulk of the rain slides on in. Not so much during the morning, 30, 40%. And then we hit the afternoon and evening, and you see it really starts to funnel on in here. It's not just the afternoon and evening, though. It's off into the night, too, because then we'll start to see the front actually roll on through. And once the front rolls through, that will give us the opportunity to actually see not just heavy rain, but maybe even an isolated severe cell. That's something to watch out for as we travel through just your afternoon off into the nighttime hours. Overnight and into tomorrow morning, we'll still have some rain left over, but it's really for eastern Kentucky, and then it moves on out, bringing in some much, much cooler air. We're going to be following that and focusing in on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. 6:25 now on WKYT this morning.
A routine traffic stop turned into a very close call for a Wisconsin police officer this week.
Yeah, watch this incredible dash cam video of the officer nearly getting hit by her own police cruiser. Gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
The officer was assisting a driver with a flat tire when a truck plowed into the back of her parked squad car. It sent it careening into the concrete railing there just feet from the officer, as you see. Thankfully, the officer was left unscathed. The squad car, of course, as you can see, they're not so lucky.
Not so lucky.
Some big damage there.
Yeah.
Because that'll have to be explained. But
yeah,
there you go.
Whoops.
Service dogs are always on the job, so like any hard worker, they deserve a little playtime, too, and they play hard, it turns out.
They do. A couple of funny pics of service dogs are actually blowing up online right now. A Twitter picture of one service dog posing for his own character drawing at Disneyland has been shared more than 50,000 times. Now, another service dog was spotted watching the action rinkside at a Nashville Predators game. He looks like he's enjoying himself. And above the pedigree dog food sign, no less. So he was just perfectly placed there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely was. Well, you know, it's good to see they get a little recreation because, you know, you always see them and you know you're not even supposed to pet them or...
Right.
And it's, you know, it's kind of tough because they're always often very cute.
Oh, yeah. They have a 24-hour job.
They really do. Hey, it's good to have you here on WKYT this morning, and we have some of our top stories coming right up for you.
We do have a traffic alert that could impact your weekend. The details about that are coming up at 6:30.
Tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is $26 million, and Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $151 million. We're glad you're part of the crowd on WKYT this morning.